Hi, I'm Marcus Michles, and welcome to this month's installment of our Client of the Month, where I'm joined by not only a great client, but a very good friend, Michael Aguado. Michael, welcome. And we were just saying a moment ago, it's been almost 4 years since you and I first met in this room to talk about a pretty serious car accident that you and your family were involved in. And you're a rare breed in that you went all the way to trial, litigated what you believed to be true. The jury agreed with you, and the jury awarded you over $250,000 in a case where the insurance company, I'm going to call them out, auto owners, only offered you $30,000. They dug their heels in, and you proved to them how badly you were injured, how badly your family was affected, and the jury saw right through it and gave you a good reward. So first and foremost, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Because that takes courage. They threatened to come after you for attorney's fees. They threatened to come after you to be reimbursed their costs. If you don't take their low, pitiful offer, you said no, stood up to them, you beat them down, and you won. Congratulations, man. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And one of the things that you bring to the table that can maybe help somebody that might see this is you understand the kind of energy and effort and work that goes into winning a trial like that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, actually, my attorney was fantastic, my attorney and their paralegal. I know they worked tirelessly. There'd be nights where it'd be 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night and I'd have a question. I could call Adrian and he would tell me, all right, we need to do it this way, okay, and I'll tell him, this is a situation, this is what I've got going on. I have this question in regards to the case. What do you think? And then he'll tell me right back exactly what he thought and how we should handle it and how we should proceed. I know there'd be nights on our off time, Saturdays, I'd come in here, work with Adrian on the case. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. A lot of details.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad you named some names because the trial team that took this case over to the courthouse was Adrian Bridges, our newest partner, by the way, just made partner here.
Excellent.
And Chris James was on the trial team. I was sitting in the background, directing the orchestra, so to speak.
Yes, sir.
And you had Kimberly McCrory, the paralegal. She worked her tail off on the file.
She's fantastic.
And I'm glad to hear. It's easy to celebrate success. When you win, everybody's happy. But if we hadn't won, it wouldn't have changed the amount of energy, the amount of time, the amount of effort, and really the amount of commitment that you, as well as the lawyers, have to make to be successful.
I agree. I mean, we didn't know we were going to win. I mean, in all honesty, it was a case that we felt strongly about, and we felt as though, someone's got to stand up for this. I mean, I was still in pain. I was having issues, and I couldn't see settling for $30,000.
Well, and it's fair to say this to those that might watch. You look perfectly healthy. I mean, the average person looks at you and says, you're a healthy young guy. But the truth is you have a permanent injury to your neck and to your back. You've had radio frequency ablations, nerve burning procedures, a lot of pain, a lot of complicated, invasive surgeries. Even though you look 100%, you're not 100%.
Right.
And the reality is that this car accident caused very serious injuries that you're going to need treatment for the rest of your life.
That's correct. I mean, I've been still going to doctor's appointments even after the verdict. I've got another appointment coming up in February to get another pain frequency ablation, RFA. The one thing that you can't see is you can't see pain. Doing things around the house, it causes pain.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm going to be in pain after I do it. It's just one of those things at this point that, I'm going to, the rest of my life, I'm going to be this way.
Yeah. Tell me if you can take yourself back 4 years, and I should say this, the court system is tremendously slow, and it takes forever to get these cases to trial. The reason primarily is because there's so many criminal trials and rights to speedy trial that the courthouse is just inundated with criminal matters. The civil matters, like what I do and what you experienced, are a very small percentage of the available court resources. Mm-hmm. So we have to get in line, and it takes years to get this case tried to a jury, and you had to be patient. It tries our patience even. But if you can take yourself back 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, you get rear-ended by a guy who turns out to be quite a knucklehead and picks a fight with you at the scene even.
Yes, sir.
You have to kind of take matters into your own hands in that regard. But after that, tell us what you were thinking when you decided to hire a lawyer, what your expectations were, and how did it measure up once you got to see behind the curtain, so to speak, and see how it was really working?
Well, when we were hit, you're right, the guy was a bit of a knucklehead, and I had to protect myself and my family from him. He was drunk driving at the time. After we got hit and after everything kind of settled down and we went and got checked out at the ER and making sure we had no broken bones, immediate injuries that we need to be taken care of, that same night I started thinking, we need to start thinking about a lawyer, because this is going to eventually be something that could affect us for life. Yeah. And so actually I've seen your ads before on TV, and I see your billboards, and
those advertising dollars have to work sometimes.
Yes, sir, they do work. And it just so happened that one of my friends has actually worked with you guys before, and he told me how good you guys were. So I decided to go ahead and call. When I called and I talked to, and I gave her the story of what was happening, I actually got in touch with you at first, and I got to talk to you.
Back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I talked to you about it, and then when we came in and got to meet with you, and then meet with Adrian, and he told us, exactly what we were thinking. I had in my mind exactly what I had going on in my body, and I knew exactly what I needed to get done. And Adrian just seemed to know it, and he went with it, and he knew exactly what was going on with me, and he knew how to take care of it.
Good.
When I'm watching these guys work, between Kimberly, who is phenomenal, by the way, she's become a part of the family in a sense, and Adrian just working tirelessly for me. I mean, we could have lost. We all could have lost, but they put forth the effort and fought hard with me to win the case.
Tell us what it was like being in the courtroom, because there are so many rules. There's these evidentiary rules and things you can't say and things you can't do. It's almost a surreal environment. What was it like as a layperson watching an actual trial, which, by the way, doesn't look much like it does on TV?
No, it doesn't. Not at all, actually. It's not as exciting as on TV. It is nerve-wracking, to say the least.
Sure.
You can't talk to certain people. You gotta distance yourself from anybody that you run into. You can't talk about the case whatsoever. There was a lot of Latin words and other stuff thrown around that I didn't know what
we
meant.
just do that to sound important.
Is that what it is?
It doesn't add anything.
I was curious about that. I wasn't sure. But no, the way my attorneys handled everything against, the case was phenomenal. I mean, they were smart. You were there. If there was any questions about anything, and not to mention in the middle of the case, this is one thing that holds to me. In the middle of the case, when we had a recess, we all went and talked, and you asked me straight up, what do you think about this, or what do you think we should do in this case? And and that kind of struck me as like, man, this is personal to me. This is a great thing. My attorney's actually asking me what should we do in this case, even though he already knew exactly what to do. And I turned to you and I said, whatever you think is right. And we went and made the decision and pushed forward. And
Michael, I'm so glad you brought that up, because it's part of what we believe around here, and that's this. Our job is to give you the best information we can give you and to make recommendations, but to give you the tools so that you make the decisions. It's your case, it's your body, it's your future. We're the lawyers, but we're just a tool to get it fixed. You know what I mean? So we include, and I teach our lawyers this, and you saw it firsthand, this isn't about putting you in the corner and just going and having a trial. We're a team, and if it doesn't work that way, it's not going to be successful. So I was proud to be a part of that trial, be there and answer questions and submit things. And I've got 30 years in this game, so it's got to be worth something.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm so proud of the way you handled yourself. The jury saw it. Everybody in that courtroom saw it. You deserved it. Every dollar that they gave you, and so congratulations again.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Very, very proud to have represented you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you doing so.
What we're going to do is we're going to put this video together, put it on our website, Facebook and stuff, and we'll continue to fight. There are a lot of post-trial motions pending. We're not going to talk about that. These fights never really end,
Right.
But we're going to be successful, I'm sure, and we look forward to working for you in the future.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hopefully we won't need to.
Yeah. Hopefully there won't be any more knuckleheads driving drunk. That
Exactly.
Run into you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, on behalf of Michles and Booth, that's this month's client profile. We're going to have it on our Facebook, our website, and our stellar writing team of Connor McNamara and Connor McNamara. We'll put together some stuff that you can read on this. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next month.